welcome to the Picking Boots Vintage Facebook page. And today's Tuesday, so I'm coming to you live at 11 like I do every Tuesday at 11. And we are going to have some fun today. Behind me is this gorgeous vintage desk that I just recently got last week. Now, love the lines, love the top. When I got it, it was really dirty. It was in a smoke home. So I started to clean it with the white lightning like you should do before you paint any piece of furniture. And so I used the white lightning. I wanted to prep, so I was ready for the video today. And this is what my rag ended up looking like. See how gross this is? A lot of that is the tannins, which causes bleed through when you're painting your furniture. So that helped me decide on what paint I was going to use and what color. Generally, when I get this much tannins coming through, I don't pick something that is white or a light color. I generally tend to switch gears and go a little dark. So, and because of the bleed through, I decided to go ahead and use silk. Silk is the new Dixie Belle line of paint that is acrylic based. It is good for bathrooms, kitchens, or if you just want nice one color coat on your paint or on your piece and you are done. So this one is mildew resistant, water resistant, and grease resistant. That's why it's good for kitchens and bathrooms. However, it also has one coat of built-in primer, has your paint, and it has your sealer. So when I'm going one color, this is my choice because it is super, super easy. And the prep for it is even easier. All you do is you clean it with the white lightning and you take your sander and you give it a little bit of a scuff sand. And that I have already done. So now we can just get at it. So I love the, let me turn it around. Here's black sands. This is like a deep gray, not quite black, but is a gorgeous color. I went ahead and sanded down the top in preparation for this piece, purely because no, I'm not gonna paint the top. I'm going to actually use Big Mama's butter because I love the wood top and I love the way it looks. So we'll do that after we get to painting. Now, with the silk, because of it's acrylic base, you don't want to use a wet brush. So you can always start with a dry brush. Silk paint does not like water. So, dry brush, and I'm using my favorite, the oval medium. Today I went ahead and splurged and got myself a new one because I love them so much. And I need another one. So, super easy. Dip your brush in, and then you're just going to run your brush back and forth. It goes on super easy. The silk does take a little bit longer to dry than the chalk mineral paint by Dixie Belle. But look at that. How beautiful is that? Now, a lot of people always ask me, why do I paint with the drawers inside? Well, I do that simply because sometimes when your drawers are in your piece of furniture, sometimes they go back a little bit further or they might go up a little bit further. So when I'm painting with the drawers in, I can make sure I get the lines around the drawer so I don't leave any brown. I always, after I get the paint on before it dries, I pull them out so they don't stick. So look at this black sands color. Isn't this gorgeous? The silk paint right now comes in 20 different colors. A couple of whites, quartz blues, green. Actually, I'm going to come a little closer so maybe you can see better. And I'll angle it down just a scotch. How's that? Okay. You can see just how easy. And with the oval medium brush, in these details here, when you just kind of circle your brush in little circle motions, it gets right into all of that detail. That's one of the reasons why I absolutely love the oval medium brush. Now, today I'll only be able to get one coat on because it does take a little bit longer to dry than the chalk mineral paint, but as always, I will put a picture of my finished piece on my Facebook page, and also the how-to video from start to finish, including the cleaning and the sanding, will be on the YouTube channel. So now just look how easy this just glides on. But with silk paint or any other paint, it's so important that you do proper prep, because without proper prep, the paint may not adhere or might easily scratch off. Sometimes I'll get somebody that'll call and ask, why is my paint scraping off? Well, it does take, about 21 to 30 days to cure. So always tend to go a little bit easier on your furniture until the paint has cured, because that's important. And once it's cured, it is solid. All right. So let's move this back so you can get a good look at it. See how pretty that is? Okay, so this is the not so fun part. Going down here, normally I have it lifted, but this piece is not as strong as this piece, so I just left it on the wheels. Structurally, it's not important, but it just looks pretty on this desk. It just adds a little bit more to it. Most of the time with silk, I do use 2 coats. Sometimes you can get away with just 1, depending on what you're doing, and if you're going to distress it, yes, you can distress the silk. All right, let me just get the front real quick. And then we're going to move on to buttering the top. Now when I say Butta, it's a product by Dixie Belle that's called Big Mama's Butter. It is an oil-based product, which is really good for dry wood. It's very good for conditioning old drawers, or if you want to put it on your drawer sliders, it makes your drawers slide super easy. So sometimes you'll get an old piece, it might stick a little bit, but if you just add some of Big Mama's butter to the slides, they will slide easier. All right, so let me just show you. These are the handles. Look how cute these are. Haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with these yet, but probably just gilding wax. That's what I like to do the most. These are brass color, and I'll probably just hit it with a little bit of the black gilding. We'll do that at the end now. Let me move these over. I do want to pull out these drawers so they don't dry. And this is also a good time to get the top of the drawers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to go back and I'm just going to check for drips. It's easier to deal with drips while your paint is still wet. All right. So I have a little teeny, just an art brush. I'm going to just do the front edge for you. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I just want to show you that sometimes you can't use that big brush that you paint your furniture with. You're going to need a little artist brush or something. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the edge up to where I sanded. I should have my glasses on because I can't see. These also work good if you want to touch up the sides. You want to make sure that you don't have a lot of drips on your sides of your drawers, because sometimes they won't close or they'll cause them to stick. That's why I don't like to use a lot of paint on the sides of the furniture. All right, so that is done. I'm going to stick this to the side. I'm going to slide these in just a little so you can see. Not closing them all the way because I do want them to dry without sticking. Okay, so now I'm going to change the camera angle and I'm going to show you the top of the desk. Okay. Oh gosh. All right, so here is the top. Before it was the same color as the desk, however, it was a little bit more, I would say, beat up. There were a lot of scratches on it. There were, all the finish that was on it was coming off. So what I'm going to do now is, since I love this look is, there's just something about it. It's rustic, and I'm just going to keep it this way for this writing desk. But what I am going to use is the Big Mama's butter. This looks like Vaseline. It comes in three different brands, or not brands, three different flavors. One is unscented. One is Orange Grove, and the other is Suzanne's Garden. My favorite would have to be Orange Grove, but for this, I'm going to go ahead and use the unscented. So I'm just going to use my Besting brush by Dixie Belle. I'm going to dip it in, get a little bit on, make sure I get some extra off. A little bit goes a long way. So I'm just going to start applying, and you can already see what it is doing to the wood. See the difference? Like I said before the video, as I was prepping, all I did was I used my Surf Prep sander, and I sanded off all of the scratches, the finish, and I love this look. So I'm just going to treat the bare wood with some Big Mama's butter. So you can see there's a line here. You can see this is what has the butter, and this one does not yet. This will soak down into the wood, and it will keep your wood nice and beautiful. So I'm just going to give it a once over, making sure I've got Butta on every part of the desk. Look at that, how beautiful is that? And then what I do is, because sometimes I can get a little heavy on the butter and I don't want it to be super slick, so I just take a rag and I'm just going to lightly rub it in, making sure I'm just taking off the extra butter that I might have left on here and just evening it out the coat. Ta-da! All right, let me bring it back to full screen and let's take a look at it now. Oops, let me angle it down just a little bit. Now look at that. Gorgeous. Let me wheel it a little closer. See the top? It's beautiful. So, just to recap what we did today, the paint is still wet, so I'm just going to try to push it back without getting the paint on me. To recap, The old vintage desk, we cleaned with white lightning. Noticed all the tannins that were coming through when I was washing it. This is disgusting. So I knew that I didn't want to use a white or a light color just in case. Gave it a little scuff sand, chose to use black sands in the silk paint, and then gave it a coat, and then used Big Mama's butter on the top. And I just love this piece. This one's gonna be hard to sell because I really like it. To see the finished product, make sure you check in on Facebook page either later today or tomorrow. I have to let this dry, put another coat on, do the handles, and then I will post pictures. And also the full video will be on the YouTube channel. And I just want to say thank you for joining me as always. And starting next week on Wednesdays, I'll be on the Iron Orchid Designs Facebook page every 2 weeks, doing some fun projects with all of their transfers, stamps, all the fun things. So, and I'll also still be on here on Tuesday. So anyway, take care, and you guys have a fabulous week.